real quick while we're waiting on the street. 2 major moves have been made in the NFL because I know you are NFL lover, huh?
I am.
The New York Football Giants make 2 major moves at the quarterback spot. What's that?
Yeah. So I don't know. So there's a couple of things, and I made a video about this today. So if you haven't already, go to Really Flawed, go to my YouTube channel. You will see my video that I made about this because I think there's a couple of things happening. I think either the Giants don't think Shedeur or Cam Ward is going to be available at 3, and they think they're going to go 1-2. So they were like, we don't want to miss out, so we're going to go ahead and secure ourselves, and we're going to be okay. Or they were never going to take a quarterback. They've realized they actually need an offensive lineman. So they're pivoting in a way. Or they just don't like any other quarterbacks. So
the old saying is, since we full of sayings up here, a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. So if I can get 2 on the roster and Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, right? Veteran guys, Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. And a lot of people are talking about Shedeur, to your point, potentially going to the Giants.
Yeah.
Where does he fit? But here's what I'm going to add. I'm going to add an extra piece to that. What if their goal was to still draft Shedeur and say, hey, these are 2 different types of guys that he can learn from for potentially a year or 2. Who knows, right? You got Russell Wilson, the professional side, Jameis Winston, the media side. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How to deal with that adversity, all of that kind of stuff. And say, hey, we're making sure we surround you with veteran quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 different styles. So when it's your turn to be the signal caller, we put you in the best situation. That's just a hypothetical. What do you think? Think that's plausible?
I mean, at the end of the day, the Giants do things that I don't understand a lot of times. Okay. And if they did that, I wouldn't understand it, but it wouldn't shock me. I just think that sometimes these organizations panic a little bit, and they're like, if we're left out to dry, what is our backup? So they've now secured their backup plan. So they might just kind of be waiting it out and seeing what they think, or seeing. Because the other thing I always think too is, like, I think these people talk on some level, so they must be hearing something that is making them think that what if Cam goes 1 and Shedeur goes 2, or what if first 2 picks they're both off the board, and then what do you do? And maybe that's what they're saying. And if I wanted Shedeur Sanders and I was at pick 3 and I didn't know if I was going to be able to get him, I would go ahead and get 2 people I knew I could have. And if he came available at 3, I would make the move if that was my guy all along. That's what I would do. But if he's not your guy, then it doesn't matter anyway. Then you're kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. So then let me ask you this. What about Jackson Dart, right? He's been a lot of talk about him. So let's say Cam goes 1, Shedeur goes 2, vice versa, whatever. But at 3 is a Jackson Dart. Do you think he possesses the same, more or less talent than those 2 in front of him to be the 3rd pick? Like what I'm saying, you can't go wrong. Is pick 1A, 1B, is Jackson Dart 1C?
I am not sold on Jackson Dart. That does not mean that Jackson Dart won't be great. So if I'm honest with you, I kind of have this issue with Cam Ward too, but I'll keep it to myself for today. We'll talk about it another day. There's a couple of things that I look for when I look at quarterbacks from college. I need you to be able to take care of the football. I need the football to be the most important thing to you. So when I see you get strip sacks, or when I see you do something weird and the ball fumbles out of your hands, or when I see you throwing interceptions, or when I see you lose games based on, in my opinion, not protecting the football, that makes me nervous. And I feel like Shedeur Sanders protects the football. You can say whatever you want to say about him, but he's going to protect that football. He's going to protect the football. Cam Ward is a little bit too loose to the football sometimes with me. Jackson Dart, same way. Like I watched him have good games and I watched him have bad games. And I don't know. I just feel like a quarterback has to protect the football. So for me, for my money, I'm not taking Jackson Dart at 3. But especially not if I have Winston and Wilson. It kind of feels like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I feel. I mean, I get everyone's going to like Jackson Dart, though. He's in the SEC, right? He has a big arm. He has all the, intangibles, whatever. But I don't think if Jackson Dart was in a different body, if he would still get the same hype that they're giving him. I just don't like it.
If Jackson Dart was what now?
If Jackson Dart was black, I don't think people would be as in love with him as they are.
I can't believe I missed that. Yeah,
gotcha. I'm not a fan of Dart. I'm not a fan of any quarterback who cannot take care of the football. Period. That's and cool. I see, So that's my thing, and that's always my biggest thing is like, and then you go to the Giants who. All their quarterbacks have had trouble with ball security. So that's why it's just kind of like, I don't know what they got going on. So yeah, if I was the Giants, I don't know what I would do unless I've done all of my research and I know with 100% certainty Shedeur's my guy. Then I would go get him. If that's your guy, you get him, right? That's the name of the game.
That's fair. Let me ask you this: Jameis Winston. Somebody told me he was a dual threat quarterback. I can't.
Oh my God. Whoever told you that obviously doesn't watch football. They watch a team. They don't watch football. There is a difference.
I'm trying to remember. Matter of fact, chat, let me know if y'all agree with that. That he's a dual threat quarterback. Somebody let me know if y'all believe Jameis Winston is a dual threat quarterback. But I'm trying to remember who this guy was. Who was I talking to? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But can Jameis Winston still play? Or could he ever play? Let me ask you that. Could he ever play?
He also doesn't protect the football. I mean, my thing is how do you want me?
How do you run like a newborn deer?
I don't know, but he kind of does. It's like uncoordinated. This is how he runs. Because you know how the deers like wobble with their body.
I bet got the Mr. Bojangle leg.
They do, and then their feet aren't in the ground, right? So it's like it just looks
like, bro, I've been underwater for all this time, and y'all want me to go start running? Hold up.
And then usually the backs of their bodies slide. I don't know.
Like somebody waking you up out of deep sleep, talking about run to 40.
Right. That's actually a really good analogy on Jameis Winston. That's hilarious. That's funny. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't like a quarterback who turns the football over. And Jameis Winston had to pray to God to take away his pick sixes. Remember? He was like,
everybody say, Lord, please, what did he say? Not stop me. Lord, please get rid of these pick sixes.
Somebody he said, deliver me from
deliver me from throwing interception pick sixes.
Come on, bro. Like, again, no quarterback is going to be perfect, right? I always say this. Nobody's going to be perfect when you play quarterback. I got it. However, you can't, it's the dumb turnovers, right? It's the fumbling the ball and it's in your hand and you turn to spin around and you drop the football. It is you trying to run and maybe you fall and you put the ball, literally the ball hits the ground and then the ball comes out of your hand. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't do that to me. I don't like it. I don't like
Real
it.
Quick. I've just thought about this. Shout out to Jameis Winston. Because here's what I'll give him credit for. Oh, Street just say lightning just struck. I guess all the power went out. Shout out to
hang with us. He can just say that.
Yeah, that's my dog. He could.
I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Jameis Winston because I believe he's actually planting the seed for his post NFL career, and I think I don't know what his take is going to be, everybody's a podcaster now. Everybody goes and I understand that too. Nothing wrong with it, right? It's like the gold rush. It's the media gold rush. Everybody get their own podcast. But I think he would be good for television for these sports shows because he's lighthearted. He, people don't take him too serious, but he may have a point of view. It's kind of like a Chad Johnson body type, if that makes sense. Where, for example, when Chad said what he said to Stephen A. Smith about, his, you know what I'm talking about?
His information.
Yeah. His reach. And then Cam, meaning Cameron, the rapper, takes that and runs with it, right? So, okay, whatever. But nobody, the man ain't serious. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, I would be highly entertained with Jameis Winston because you saw what they did in the Super Bowl. Gave him the mic, man. Get a cameraman in the mic, go around New Orleans and act a straight donkey, and that's exactly what he did.
He would be perfect on like an Inside the NBA, but for the NFL. Like the NFL's not fun enough to have like just a program like that where they just kind of come together and whatever. He would be perfect for something like that. He would be perfect.
Yeah, you saw him interviewing the guys and stuff.
Yeah, and they seem to like him. That's the other thing I think that matters. They really like him.
The players like him, right?
Yes.
So he can get in there and get those interviews that the reporter may not be able to get because of the relationship, what he's done, who he is, and so forth. But he's lighthearted, man. He's lighthearted.
Yeah, shout out to Jameis Winston. If he could just not turn the freaking ball over, that would be fantastic.
Shout out to Jameis.
Shout out to Jameis. I don't know anybody
Can he see?
Well, he said that he had that LASIK because he thought Bruce Arians was black. He said he didn't.
Jameis,
he said he didn't know. He said he didn't even know he was white until he got LASIK.
Jameis.
Every time I see that.
Why? Because he had the cane go on. He had the cane go on. This guy.
He never knew because he couldn't tell by the way he talked.
And he had a cane go on.
I don't know. I always think that is so funny because, like, think about that for a second. So what could you see then, Jameis?
But here's the funny thing. I just saw a clip of him at Florida State playing baseball. He was pitching, and I want to say he got an infield like third base or something crazy.
Really?
Yeah. He hit the ball and got an infield triple.
Do you remember when he was in college, though? He used to always do the squint thing. And everyone was like, can he not see? Like, can he not see? Like, what's his problem? We'll come to find out. No.
That boy colorblind.
Jameis literally was on the sideline like, why does he do that? Are the lights like in his eye? No, he couldn't see for real.
But I have to be shocked about this. When they go through their physical, and I've had some players here that someone on this wall, as soon as they got to the facility, they went through dental. If they had a dental problem, knock the tooth out, replace it. I had players that had LASIK surgery immediately, right? I'm just talking about how these major programs fix this. And so I'm really surprised that Florida State didn't fix that when he first got on campus, because he always do this, and that was a big deal. He was always squinting, looking at the plays. But when he was at Florida State, he took him to a natty, dog. Like,
yeah, he does. Yeah. I also think sometimes too that so now it kind of gets in. That's an interesting point you brought up because Texas just had a guy, Ryan Ringo. No, but I'm saying, listen. He just got LASIK too. Come to find out, he couldn't see either. But how does that happen?
because y'all got subpar athletic trainers. That's how that happened.
See, we're terrible. Yeah, you're right. Texas is terrible. We're so bad.
That don't happen right here, baby. Not at the U, with the number one medical facility in the world. Not the medical facility that actually trains the U.S. Army for battle, because in the city of Miami, the closest you get to overseas is AK-47 wounds and burns. Hold up. I was trying to be positive, but I just told them a city. Damn, I messed that up. My bad.
No, I'm depressed.
Scratch that, Your Honor. Scratch that. Withdrawn.
What a terrible story. Put tomatoes in the chat for this guy.
Shout out to Tony Bruin for the 99-cent super sticker. Put it right there on my chest because I'm the world's greatest.
Put up Tony's comment. He's so nice to me.
All right. Tony says, really flawed. Oh, I'll let you read it. Here's your comment.
Really flawed. You bring so much positive energy to the show, and you know ball. I do know. Okay. You should be on ESPN or Fox Sports. Thank you so much, Tony. I really, really, really appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
What if you have Joy Taylor?
What?
And what's the other young lady that she does the podcast with? Joy Taylor, really flawed.
Oh, they don't do it anymore. Taylor Rooks.
Taylor Rooks.
Give me Joy. Give me all of them. Give me Joy Taylor, Jamel Hill, Mila. Give me all. Give it all five of us. Just like, you know how much energy you bring to a conversation. No.
Oh, give me all of them.
No. Like, do you know how much fun that would be?
I just want to talk about the inside drill.
No, we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about football.
Oh, we will talk about football.
We want to talk about size and how everyone looks kind of different.
We're going to talk about how to hit that. We're going to talk about how to hit that A gap.
We would be explaining the A gap, because there's a lot of people that don't know what the A gap even is. Let's just be honest here for a second. A lot of people act like they know, and we both know they don't know. So I don't know. I know one thing. I know people don't even know what a scrambling quarterback is, so I can't disprove me wrong on that.
Yeah, I ain't worried about no quarterbacks.
That would be fun. I would love to talk to those ladies. Ladies, if you're listening, reach out to me. I'm available. I will make myself available.
I'll draw up a whole diagram on how to blitz the A-gap.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate when people give me compliments about my football knowledge. It's very, and I mean that like in all sincerity. Like, this show is not about me, but I'm about to make it about me. So before I started my YouTube channel, I very specifically remember a man named Coach Hayes. I was like, I think I'm going to do a YouTube channel. I think I'm going to do it. And you were like, what are you going to do it on? I was like, I don't know. I want to talk about football. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. And you were like, you should do it. Yeah, you should do it. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And you were like, you have good things to say. So that one day when I make it, you're coming with me.
I love it.
Come on.
Now, I just want to ask one question with the
I need somebody to carry my bag. Come on. Oh, you were thinking something else. You were thinking.
Yeah, I just want to ask Joy Taylor how do tight ends convert the wide receivers? That's all I want to ask her. You know what I'm saying? How can I convert the tight end to a wide receiver?
See, I never said you got to talk to my connections. I just said you're coming with me. Okay?
Right,
See, you're trying to place yourself in situations. First, you got to come. First, we have to start it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, fellas, y'all know where I'm going, huh? And when I tell the story, you're gonna know where I've been. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Anyway,
now I'm gonna be kicked out because of you.
Yeah, it is.
You brought with you. Anyways, okay, we're off the rails. So see what happens when Street leaves. Who knew that he was the one keeping us sane this whole time?
The show went straight to the left. All right, let's get to, speaking of the left.
Yeah. Oh, who do you got? Were you gonna say CP?